Hi, my name is Mingla Charoenmuang. I am a food systems education specialist working with the New York State 4-H Youth Development at Cornell University. I support youth programming in healthy living, aquaculture, and food system topics. Today, I will be sharing with you about public health problems related to climate change and the food systems. When we talk about climate change, we talk about widespread changes in the Earth's weather patterns because the heat is trapped. Look at how the global average temperature is rising from the 1940s in blue to 2024 in yellow. These changes include extreme weather events, more frequent and more intense. Please pause to reflect and talk with your peers about extreme weather events you have noticed lately. Here are a few examples of signs of climate change that you and your family may have encountered this year. Heavy precipitation, like intense rain and intense snow. Unusually hot and cold temperatures. The records can help us see the differences in each decade. River flooding. My family's house used to flood a few inches in the sublevel, but this year the entire sublevel and most of the main floor were covered. Drought. This condition will continue to affect soil structure and organic matter, making it harder to grow crops even after the drought ends. After this recording, take a few minutes to look at the weather events in your local communities in the past month. Now let's focus on how climate change impacts the food system, affecting the availability, access, quality, and scarcity of your food. Here are a few pictures that farmer John Shirk in Indiana shares with me, showing how climate change has affected his farm. When there's heavy rain, the water comes down so fast the ground can't absorb it. Topsoil is washed into lower areas. This is called erosion, and without nutrient-rich soil, crops struggle to survive. The heavy rain also knocks the crops over, making it difficult to harvest. This is called lodging. The hotter and more humid conditions cause insects and diseases to thrive, affecting the quality of the food. Extreme weather events can easily disrupt food from traveling to you. In these pictures, the truck is knocked over by floods and the store has limited food available. If you get food from the stores, in the modern food system, food is typically processed, packaged, and transported from all over the world. These activities use a lot of energy, mostly from fossil fuels. They contribute significantly to greenhouse gas emissions. So we need to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases being released into the atmosphere because too much of these greenhouse gases leads to the harmful impacts of climate change you just saw. You can make a difference through your own actions, and you can support community efforts or advocate for policy change. Let's look at some ways you can do to reduce these public health problems. Grow and buy local. To minimize the energy and emissions used in shipping and avoid the use of harmful pesticides and fertilizers that can pollute the environment, you can grow your own food. If you have limited space, consider container gardening. You can also buy from trusted local producers and help promote local economies. Support biodiversity. By protecting biodiversity, we help maintain ecosystems that absorb and store carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas that contributes to climate change. One way to do that is to save seeds. Farmers select seeds from the best crops each year, the crops that already adapt to local soil conditions and changing weather patterns. You can also diversify your diet by eating a wider variety of plants, different colors, shapes, and textures that are locally grown, seasonal, and require fewer resources to produce. We want to reduce the demand for monocultures and factory farming, which can harm ecosystems and biodiversity. Reduce waste. The amount of trash that ends up in landfills are significant sources of methane, which is a potent greenhouse gas. Use reusables like Tupperware storage jars, ceramic coffee mug, steel bottles, beeswax wraps, mesh produce bags, bento boxes, and cloth napkins, anything you can keep out of landfills. Policy can be effective as well. For example, in Ulster County, New York, there's a law requires that single-use plastic only be provided to customers upon the customer's request. New York State has a charge for single-use plastic bags at grocery stores. These are helpful reminders encouraging people to bring their own bags, save money and resources, and reduce the environmental impact. Please pause and plan on 2 things you can do within the next month. In conclusion, there are many intentional actions you can take to mitigate climate change and reduce its harmful impacts. Let's do our part. Thank you for your attention.